from, oh, okay, to what the fuck very, very quickly. And that's pretty much the pattern of A24.
Yeah.
That is pretty much the pattern of it. And honestly, if there's a war, let's say there's a fatistic, how do you say that word?
Statistic.
Fatistic.
Fatistic. That's not a word.
Fictional. Let's say that there's a fictitious, right?
Well, I don't know what you're trying to say.
What's the goddamn ish word for fiction? Fictitious.
Fictional.
Fictional. Let's say that there's a fictional battle between A24 and Blumhouse. I'm team fucking Blumhouse all day.
I am team bomb 'em all. Fucking Blumhouse, I like the way they go a lot better than A24.
Yeah, I mean, that's my opinion. I mean, if you got 10 films from Blumhouse, 10 films from A24, I would say at least 6 of the Blumhouses are okay, and maybe 3 to 4 of the A24 films.
If
you're
lucky.
If you're lucky.
If you're lucky. But we're not going to sit here and bash A24 all night.
Want to.
I want to, yeah. I think we should do an episode about, the Thunder and Ripper versus A24 and their fans.
Yeah, their movies go from worse to worser.
It's, Talk to Me was the best horror movie ever. It scared me so much. And Hereditary. Okay, first of all, that's great. If you like that, that's fine. Our problem is the A24 fans that are dickheads about it. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and get that clear on
A24 fans are like Tool fans.
Yes.
They think they're better than everything.
Yeah. And I think that's me and Todd's problem. We don't like nobody that thinks they're better than we are.
The only reason it took them 9 years to make an album is because this album's going to be the greatest goddamn thing ever. I hear it. It sounds like.
Yes. So if you're listening and you do like A24 and you're a fan, that's great. But we're talking to the A24 fans in particular that just think that they're better than us and they fart roses.
Yeah.
Like, those fans annoy us. I don't want to say that we're haters of A24. It's not really A24. Like, A24 just makes pictures that I'm really not all that into. Like, when I hear that a new A24 movie's coming out, it's like going to the dentist for me.
Right, because when you watch 1 out of 5 movies, or you watch 5 movies and only one of them that you like, you start to think that this production company has a pattern, right? And 9 times out of 10, you see that pattern. And, anyway, Halloween is not like that.
No,
Halloween is a straight up John Carpenter admiring Alfred Hitchcock and his homage to it. It's no blood in the film whatsoever. It's more, some people would actually say it's more of a thriller stalking movie than a slasher film. No, it's all of it rolled together. It is. It's all of it rolled together. It's just a more thrilling slasher movie than your normal slasher movie.
Exactly.
And it pays homages to Alfred Hitchcock, which was a huge influence on John Carpenter, and one of the reasons why Jamie Lee Curtis was cast in the role of Laurie is because she is the daughter of Janet Leigh. Janet Leigh, of course, played in Psycho. She's the girl in the shower. And John Carpenter put 2 and 2 together and said, you know what? I want it in my movie. And so Janet Leigh has played in arguably Alfred Hitchcock's best thrilling movie, and Jamie Lee Curtis has played in John Carpenter's best thrilling movie, and they all connect back to each other. So fucking rock on, man.
Exactly. We love us some Halloween. Well, I'm going to tell you people, the lovely people, where you can watch this movie. Just so happens, Halloween is on a lot of streaming services. I still think it's on Shudder.
Yeah, it's on. I believe it's on the Essentials under Shudder.
Right, because the list that I have doesn't list them all, but these that I'm going to list is the subscription services. But you can watch them free on Redbox and Plex. I downloaded Plex. I don't know if you have it, but
yeah, I got it.
It's pretty cool. It says Fubo TV subscription, Philo subscription, YouTube subscription, Sling TV, Amazon Prime Video. All those, you got a subscription to them, or you downloaded them, you can watch it. There's no reason for you not to watch it, especially on Plex and Redbox. It was on Tubi, but I think it took it off.
I think you can
end of September.
I think you can find maybe Rob Zombies or Rob Zombies 2 on there.
Yeah.
Type in Halloween, you can find one of them. Which I suggest, if that's your if that's the only thing that you have, then it's nothing wrong. Watch them. Watch a Halloween film this year.
Yes. As always, the other services that we have recommended throughout all 31 days, you can find them on there. If you want to rent it, your cheapest is going to be Google Play Movies TV at $2.99. The other ones are $3.99. But honestly, I suggest you go buy it because you can go to Walmart. I know right now has Halloween, and they have several Halloween different sets and that you can buy, all multiple prices, all reasonable prices. I know the $5 bin has that H2O pack and
yeah, I think what is it? Curse of Michael Myers, yeah. H2O, and Resurrection all in one.
Yeah, it's for $5, which isn't too bad. I can still find, me personally, I can find enjoyable things about Resurrection, even though it's a fucking dumpster fire.
And if you go and you purchase Halloween on DVD or Blu-ray, I suggest that you try your best to find the extended edition. That is the television cut inserted into the theatrical cut. That's why it's called the extended version of the film. Basically, real quick story. When they were shooting Halloween 2, the original Halloween was hitting cable like USA Network and stuff back in the day, and they had to cut some stuff because obviously it's cable, and some of the stuff in Halloween, some of the language and some of the stuff just was too graphic for television, so they had to cut it down a little bit. And they asked John Carpenter, and since John Carpenter was working on Halloween 2, shooting some extra shit, he already had Jamie Lee Curtis and the cast and everything. So he shot a little extra scenes, and they incorporated it into the television version. And later on, they released it as Halloween, the extended cut. So you get the original theatrical versions with those television scenes thrown in to make it an extended cut. And for years it was sought after. Now you can find it on DVD and Blu-ray or
4K. The
4K.
The 4K one I know has it.
So if it's been a while since you've seen Halloween, I ain't seen Halloween in 20 years, do yourself a favor, get the extended cut because you probably haven't seen it. And it would be like watching it brand new again. So there you go. There's a little tip for you.
Just to kind of piggyback off of what you said, a lot of people are they call it the Mandela effect. And I think that's the problem with a lot of movies these days, is that the versions we saw, or possibly the versions that you're familiar with, is the television version. And they shot extra stuff like that. Like the Goonies, like I showed you the squid scene. That was exclusive to Disney or something like that. Mm-hmm. And one guy grew up watching it. I've never I don't remember that. but
Yeah.
it's out there.
Well, they've done a lot of stuff like that. I remember I had a old VHS tape that had Child's Play 2 and 3 on it.
Yeah.
And it was taped off of the USA Network from the mid-'90s.
Yeah.
And a lot of that stuff has to be cut down for language and blood and gore and stuff.
Right.
So they incorporated longer scenes than that was in the theatrical cut. And it's very subtle stuff. It might be somebody walking down an alleyway and it just be an extended scene of them walking. And then you watch the theatrical version, they walk a little bit and it just cuts away or something like that.
Right.
They've done this all the time. That's why I was so thrilled when they released the Halloween big Blu-ray box set, because not only do you get all the theatrical versions, but you get the producer's cuts of certain films, you get the director's cuts of certain films, and you even get the television cuts of certain films. Like Halloween 2, the original Halloween 2, you got the theatrical cut, and you have the television cut that they showed on television. And, you might be thinking, well, why the hell I want to watch a censored TV cut? Because you haven't seen it, dumbass. That's why.
Yeah, which I'm hoping they come out with a new box set that has, the last 3 in it, just because I was a putz and I missed out on that box set.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, my favorite franchise, I missed out. But you bet your bottom dollar I didn't miss out on that Friday the 13th box set.
Oh, definitely. Because you know what? It's funny because I'm more of a Friday the 13th fan. You're more of a Halloween fan.
I know.
But I bought the awesome 12-disc Halloween set and you bought the fucking great Friday the 13th fucking box set.
Yeah, I know.
And I just got them on regular Blu-ray. So it all works out.
Yeah, mainly it's so funny because I got the box set because the box art is amazing in it, but I know we're talking about Friday the 13th, but the Blu-rays in it you can't get anywhere else.
Yeah, first time ever for Jason Goes to Hell, Jason X.
Yeah, so
on Blu-ray,
and I hate those movies. It's like, I want that box set. Why? Because it's got movies that I hate in it that you can't get anywhere else.
Yeah, I mean, it's,
the mind of a collector.
When they released 2 different versions of that Halloween, it was a 10-disc set, and then it was a 12-disc set. I got the 12-disc, and that came with the producer's cut of Halloween 6, the television cut of Halloween 2, and a bonus disc that has a bunch of shit on it. Actually, the first disc is the theatrical cut of Halloween. The bonus disc, all the way at the end, has the extended version of Halloween on it.
That's awesome.
So,
well, that's why I had to get the 4Ks when they all came out.
Yeah.
Because not only was the box art awesome, but it had everything that you got in the 4Ks because you could put more shit on it.
Right.
So I technically have your box set, but I don't. But I still do want it because it's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
But let's hope that Shout Factory is like working on I guess it would be it would be more than 13 disc.
Yeah. And let's mention the fact that both me and you have the 35th anniversary that comes with the little mask right there.
Yeah.
And that has, I believe, 3 discs in it. One is the theatrical, one is the extended, and one is a bonus disc with behind the scenes talk.
Yeah.
I think it's called Halloween 35, which is like an hour-and-a-half documentary.
Yeah, and that's the only way you could get that at the time is when it came out.
Go to your local thrift store, go to your local store that sells stuff like that, and see if you can find that, because that's probably the only way you'll get it. Unless you go to Amazon or eBay a couple places, but you might pay a pretty penny for it.
Yeah, especially if you find the right scalper. But we've done told you where you can watch the original. Excuse me. So we know that there's 13 of these movies.
Right.
And a lot of people are sometimes confused with the timelines and stuff like that. So I have done some digging and I've typed up a couple things. about which ways, if you do have the movies, just say you go and buy all the movies. Go out and buy all the movies.